Imagine you were a wealthy and highly respected Team Fortress 2 trader who, in the last 7 years, built a considerable $50,000 USD backpack through sheer hours of hard work, and your most profitable move now is to own a trading bot or sell your items for cash to grow your backpack even further. Now imagine that you've woken up and you're constantly being pinged on Discord and you see a bunch of unopened Steam messages regarding the worst news of your life. You hope it's not true, but after some research, you've seen the value of your bot's backpack plummet to zero as your items have been transferred into a banned backpack.tf account who isn't actually officially trade banned by Valve, but is banned from just the main trading websites. This was the reality of some unfortunate victims in recent times on three separate occasions who mostly never got repaid even a fraction of what was lost. This is the story of when Team Fortress 2 traders had their items hijacked with a collective total of $500,000 USD in the span of 6 months. 30th of May 2023. Gladiator.tf since the past few years up until this very day has become the pioneer of hosting trading bots which can be rented by TF2 traders for a monthly fee. As you would expect, they play a major role in how the Team Fortress 2 economy runs as trading bots dominate the liquid item market and set many buy orders and sometimes sell orders on the illiquid item market such as unusuals, killstreak weapons and spells. However, on the night of 30th of May 2023, something disastrous happened. I quote from Gladiator.tf's owner, a malicious individual gained access to admin privileges. This means that the individual in question was able to change prices, change settings. However, as the person was not registered as an admin internally, he was not able to withdraw items or the like. This individual was trying to empty an entire backpack by setting the prices of all items to 0.11. They, by accident or by God's intervention, added an unpriced item which saved us. This has since been patched with additional security measures. Why do admins require such settings? We are a customer first platform. When a user asks us something, we do it for them. Sadly, this has been abused in a way we did not conceive possible. This was an oversight on our part. We will be further restricting the amount of permissions granted to admins to the minimum. How much was taken/lost? Currently, we are looking at a maximum amount of 8,613.6 keys lost. When are our bots coming back on? We are looking to turn all our bots back on by the 2nd of June. Every bot owner will have the days added for free to their subscription. During this period, our team is adding in additional security measures to make sure this never happens again. What now? As a service, we aim to give the best service possible and protect you from bad actors. We failed at this. We, the entire Gladiator.tf team, sincerely apologize for breaking your trust and we will do our utmost to regain it. What about paying back the people who lost money? We are going to start repaying all bot owners affected by this after the bots have come back online. We will pay back the smallest losses first, the bigger losses will be paid out in batches. We expect this at the worst case scenario to take until the end of July. However, we aim to pay everyone back by the end of June, if not sooner. What can we do better in the future? Communication. Due to the fact we were investigating the issue, we could not share any details to safeguard our investigation. We sincerely apologize for the lack of communication and will do better in the future. So, after this incident, things were going well again for the next 2 weeks. The developers were working on increasing security measures, and a group of some generous traders came in to contribute a significant amount of keys to those who lost items on top of what the owners had to pay back. Even though every Gladiator.tf trading bot was offline for a few days, the missing days were repaid with an extra one added for free for everyone. However, at the time, no one had any idea that this incident paled in comparison to what would happen next. On the night of the 15th of June 2023, just 2 weeks and 2 days since the last incident, hundreds of thousands of dollars was lost. I won't go into too much detail, but the owner cave was extremely drained in every way after finding out what happened and concluded that Gladiator.tf will not continue. To those who still had items in their bot's inventory, they automatically sent back all the items to their respective owners. So, what really happened here and what was actually lost? Wasn't the security supposed to have increased from the last incident? Well, we didn't know this at the time, but the attack relied on OpenID. This is what you see when you try logging into a third party trading website through Steam, such as backpack.tf, and it verifies who is the owner. However, the code can be very old and vulnerable depending on which version the site owners are running. In the first incident, only Cave's account was affected to move items around and set their prices as, if you can recall, he is an admin of Gladiator.tf, and that's why it wasn't so bad initially. But then on the 15th of June, the attackers utilized this exploit to log in on Gladiator.tf as each victim and funneled every asset into throwaway accounts by either accepting a massive pending trade offer on behalf of the bot or by manipulating the buy orders to steal an excessive amount of keys, which are very liquid and difficult to trace. It turns out that these attackers cherry picked either the most valuable backpacks to steal from or those of which had hundreds to thousands of keys. Here is the timeline of when items were stolen, and if you add it up, it's a huge number and a massive upset for those who were affected. The keys stolen were reportedly laundered into cryptocurrency soon after, but we still don't know what has happened to the illiquid unusuals and other expensive items. On a more positive note, on the 5th of July, less than 3 weeks later, Cave and his team decided to relaunch Gladiator.tf. This was because they were highly confident that this attack was not specific to Gladiator.tf, and they learnt of methods and actual working security methods to the OpenID exploit, including two-factor authentication. Even though they couldn't fully pay back the lost money, they still somewhat reimbursed the victims and felt bad that even those that weren't affected had to scramble for a new bot service, as Gladiator.tf was such a massive influence in the trading scene. Fortunately for Gladiator.tf and their clients, previously shut down bots were reassigned to their owners, and since that day, Gladiator.tf is still running stronger than ever. But what if I told you another $250,000 to $300,000 was stolen again from traders in 7 months' time? On January 21st, 2024, the trading marketplace Mannco.store was allegedly hacked through leaked mobile authentication documents by some Russians. Certain bot inventories with the most valuable items were handpicked for this attack, but unlike Gladiator.tf, this is not individually owned bots. On a cash marketplace, you have to deposit your items onto storage bots to sell them, and they are collectively stored across hundreds of trading bots, thereby impacting much more users who own items that were stored in affected bots rather than just one. And as you can see, the damage done was catastrophic. All these super valuable items gone in an instant. And even tens of thousands more were stolen from Mannco.store through Counter-Strike 2 skins, such as knives, gloves, and expensive skins. Fortunately for the victims in this incident, Mannco.store was able to mostly pay back the funds to those who lost items, unlike Gladiator.tf's hack, because Mannco.store was around for several years and has been quite dominant in the cash marketplace scene for TF2, meaning they have generated more revenue over time. And with more money to spare, even approximately losing $300,000 is a manageable expense to compensate for the affected users, as they determine it's much more profitable to keep the site running for years to come like it was before, and they don't just vanish upon the people who lost money, which is also a moral dilemma you have to keep in mind. And there we have it. This was 3 collective times Team Fortress 2 traders have lost at least a total of $500,000 in United States dollars real cash, which all occurred only between 1 to 1.5 years ago. And what can we learn from this? Well, always keep in the back of your mind that the TF2 items you own aren't yours when you deposit your items into these bots, and even if they're in your main account, Valve has the capacity to do anything they want, and your items could literally vanish in an instant with no one to help you. So make sure you do your research and avoid having too much money built up into TF2 to the point where it's going to affect your life if it magically disappeared one day. It's not to say you should avoid using trading bots or cash marketplaces, which I still use both myself, but I urge you to at least be careful and cautious. And also, many of you may wonder, how was I affected during these three so-called hacks? I've been quite a big trader for several years, including the times that these attacks occurred, and I even owned 2 Gladiator.tf bots during the Gladiator.tf hacks. I am extremely grateful that my Gladiator.tf bots were not targeted because the inventory value was much less than the other people's bots who got affected. I had a few hundred keys in each one to only quick buy unusuals, and that's it. Those who only had pure in their bots were targeted if they had anywhere from 1 to 3,000, or had hundreds of unusuals, which I also have, but they were for sale on Marketplace.tf instead. Likewise, selling on Marketplace.tf also kept me safe from the Mannco.store hack, since I was on a completely different platform which had slightly better security. Not to say that one is better than the other, but I'm definitely lucky to not lose such valuable items in an instant like many others have. All of these sites have since improved their security and have added two-factor authentication, so it's far less likely for something like this to happen again. And that is it for today's video. Remember to check out the school group at the top of the description as well as my free trading Discord server. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave a comment if you were affected by any of the prior mentioned hacks. I will catch you next time. See ya!